Hello and welcome back to my Saskatchewan garden. You're joining me today with doing a little bit of very early seed starting because some of this stuff takes several weeks to even germinate. We will be doing onions. I have 4 varieties here for Early Yellow Globe, Red Wethersfield, Southport Red Globe, and Valencia. And we will be doing Utah Celery, Blue Star, and Long Spurred Columbine. These two are very pretty. I've always liked the Columbine, but I've never been able to grow them anywhere else that they weren't already established. And we will be doing several varieties of greens so that we have something to add to our meals for the next couple of months. Alright, I'll show you how I've been packing these. Now I just fill these cups up quite well, and then what I'm doing is gently packing it down so that you have good soil contact between all the soil fibers, and that way your water will wick a little bit better and you don't have as much shrinkage once it gets wet. Pack it in nicely here, and just letting them soak the water up from the bottom. Quite see there. There we go. There's those. Those will be for all the greens. And I will show you. These ones will be for the onions. I've already got them packed and they're soaking in their little trays here. And here is what I picked up the other day at Canadian Tire. These Pro Hex 72 cell plug trays. I have been looking at these in seed suppliers and stuff for some time, but wasn't sure about them. But I looked at them a little closer this time at Canadian Tire, and they look like they'd be an excellent option. So I'm trying them out for a lot of my smaller seeds here for stuff like celery, which I want several of, and the Columbine, and see how they do. And I also have a little thing I've started I'm going to be doing this year to kind of track how my germination is. This is a little, I did this on a spreadsheet, but anybody could do it on a piece of paper if they wanted. Just to give me an idea of how my plants are germinating for percentages and stuff like that. A little note to make if there was something noteworthy about it or what I did to anything special. It would appear they thought of how difficult it would be to handle this thing full as a full tray. They made a split in the middle of it, which is really nice. So what you want to do is just get this over top of it, settle it in there with the soil, and just get it shook in real good. Any big chunks, take them out. And then pack that down some. Then get some more on top of it to help you pack it down some more. Get that in there, nice, gently packed. You don't want to make a brick, but you do want it packed in to be able to have good contact. There we are. I'll park this in that tray I have by the sink to soak. that's all the greens seeded. Well, here's my tray that I'm starting the celery and columbine in, as well as later on I will be starting some echinacea in here. It's the variety though that requires cold stratification, which means throw it in the freezer for a little while because it needs to pretend it was gone through winter so that the seeds know that it's time to germinate. So I'm giving that a few days or a week or so before I plant it. And it's in the freezer right now, so I will be planting those in a little bit. But right now we will do some columbine. These are such a pretty flower. Longspur mix. And I'm also doing Blue Star and Utah celery. And all of these require a very long germination period, so here we go. As you can see with these very tiny seeds, you just want to bury them very shallowly, and then pat them very gently in. And if you have any lumps or sticks or something like this in the way, you want to pick it out of there, because if they run into that trying to poke their little stem above the soil, it'll just stop them. So you'll lose that little one to just something in its way. They're not very tough when they're very small, so you have to give them their pathway. Next, onions. I'm back and ready to get started on my onions. Now, with my onions, because I'm starting them from seed, this is why they need so long. I haven't been able to find good onion sets for a lot of years now. Used to be able to get bulk onion sets at the grocery store when it was time to put them in the garden, but I can't find them anywhere. And the ones that I have tried haven't been particularly good right out of the box to start with, so I've quit spending money on them, and I've been looking for onions that I can keep buying until I can get my own seed bank going for them, which of course means I'm looking for all heirloom that are good storage onions of both a yellow and a red. I can't seem to find any white that are both an heirloom and will store, and it doesn't seem that the white onions do store as a rule because they're more of a sweet onion. So I will keep looking for those, and in the meantime I'm getting my onions going here. So this is my little sheet here, if you can read that. It's backwards to me on my camera, but I've got my celery and everything all listed here, and then approximate number of celery, because they're such tiny seeds they kind of drop multiples in each one. And onions, I have an exact number. It looks like a funny number, but it's because I'm spacing them out a certain way in my pots here. Well, here we are. I've got everything all seeded. I'm just waiting for 4 pots to finish soaking up some water. But the rest of them are all on the shelf and sitting ready to start their thing. So I will swap the camera around and you can see them. Here we are. These are the onions up on the top shelf. As you can see, my reflectors are nothing more than cardboard with tinfoil tape to them and tied up to the shelf, as are my light bars, just with twine. I mean, you don't need much. It just has to be there. And should be good reflection. And I have the other stuff on the shelf below. It's a bit of a snug fit with the type of shelf, but it does work. And then I have some cardboard fronts here, also with reflectors on them, that just hang to cover the front and give that a good reflector on it. So they are very nicely surrounded in there with reflectors on all sides. And that is how it works. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of how to maybe start some seeds, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will be doing my next video on how we deal with winter and why do we stay here instead of go somewhere warmer. Maybe answer a few other questions you might have, and we'll talk to you later.